Welcome back to the SVRA Trans Am Speed Fest and Speed Tour. Ben Sissel and Jonathan Green bringing the action live from the WeatherTech Raceway here at Laguna Seca. Nestled beautifully here in the Monterey Hills, high above Pebble Beach and Monterey and Carmel by the sea. And the perfect place to go racing, as we have been for many a year here at Laguna Seca. They used to race on Pebble Beach back in the day, but of course that's a little dangerous. So they built this wonderful circuit up in the hills. It's been sometimes tough because obviously the residents, it's a very popular place to live here, so they don't want all the noise. So they've had to fight their battles with the county, but they've done it and continued it. But they do understand and prize this venue as being one of the greatest in America, if not the world. As we look down on our Group 2.
Todd Gerstenberger. If he doesn't own a German restaurant, then he's missing out. But that's Todd Gerstenberger in that 71 Titan MK6. Eric Inkrot. I hope he doesn't own a tattoo studio with a name like that. He is
Now you got to keep it going.
Yeah, exactly. He's in a 79 Crossley. He's actually our Group 2 champion from last year with SVRA. There's Bob Hatley.
And he's a chapeur, isn't he? He owns a hat shop.
I think he's asleep. Wake up, Bob.
Come on, Bob.
You know, and it's funny. This happens quite a bit. It's so relaxing down there. They've got their earplugs in. They've got their helmets on. It's like a Zen thing. You know,
I've talked
to go out to battle. There is Todd Strong. His daughter there in the white hat actually did a Facebook Live with her students. She teaches kindergarten.
Lovely.
She walked through the paddock, but Todd Strong,
she doesn't want to be on camera.
Yeah, she didn't want to be on camera, and he looks like he might be praying. So these California Formula 4 drivers, starting with Todd Gerstenberger, Eric Inkrot, Bob Hatley, Todd Strong, Kim Madrid, they run together at every race and very competitive with each other. So watch out. There's Kim Madrid's mohawk there. We'll get a shot of her deadhead sticker on the side of her cross.
I thought that was a shot of somebody I know in the Isle of Man.
Yeah,
but no.
She looks pretty game-faced. They're very upset. They spoke to me in RC yesterday about they basically did their whole race yesterday. They didn't get one full green flag lap. So they're hoping, 2 thumbs up from Kim, they're hoping they get something here. Who was the Mohawk guy?
Gaz.
Nice.
He's the technical wizard of the Isle of Man.
All right.
In fact, if the lights go off in the Isle of Man, they call him.
Oh, nice.
But he's usually in the pub, so.
Nice. That was Oliver Ramleth, Gear's son, probably. There's the number 8 right there. Looks like he's having fun, right? I love it. So that's the 88 of Jim Edmonds. Jim races with us quite a bit. He's in a Van Diemen Formula Ford. Then there's Robert Hutchison, 2000 Van Diemen. And these are all with Jens. Jens brought 7 cars with us here this weekend from the Phoenix area.
You know, I had this discussion about these sorts of cars when I was down in New Zealand because they love their Formula Ford racing and their single-seater basic racing, I call it, but the youngsters learning their way, the Liam Lawsons, the future Formula One stars. And I'm amazed at how Crossley, Van Diemen, Lola, Swift, all of these great names are still relevant today, and they're still being raced around the world. And we're looking at what, 60s to late 70s,
yeah.
And these cars are still as relevant today and compete against the modern version of the Van Diemen and of the Swift. It's not like they've lost any competitiveness at all, which is amazing. This is what's unique about this class for me, anyway.
No, I love it. You're right on. We have 28 cars starting this race. We're 3 minutes
Look
on the
at
grid,
that!
And we've got 13 different manufacturers.
We've got it all covered here. We are at the Corkscrew, and there you see the Corkscrew sign. Not Hollywood, it's the Corkscrew, and that is just over the hill from there. That tent you see at the top of the hill there, that is where the actual Corkscrew is. And Logan, our pilot, who we stole from NASA, will be just taking us over to that Corkscrew, and there it is. Yes.
And look at that tow truck coming around the turn. At
Beautiful
the Corkscrew.
timing.
Missed the apex there. Just missed the apex.
Well, he's
with
trying
that
to be
TVR
careful.
Vixen. Yeah, no, we appreciate that.
Wonderful shot, and it drops right off afterwards. You would not want to do a Zanardi and keep going straight on there.
We saw one yesterday in the TA2 race from Connor Mosak. He got a little airborne coming through the Corkscrew.
How steady is that shot? Absolutely wonderful. after his 2 Mars flights. We have Logan here this weekend for our Laguna race, and hopefully we can keep him for the rest of the season.
Look at the nose of that Lotus. I love these Formula B cars. That's a Lotus 41 F3, 1965. So that was an F3 car raced in competition. We don't see a lot of F3 or F2 cars. We have a lot of Formula Bs, and now you see them splitting. So what they're doing is when we do these races, the front car has the pick. Does he want the inside or the outside? And then they split from there.
Yeah.
This should be a good race. The temperature of the track is at a pretty good temperature. They didn't get to race yesterday, so if they can keep all the rubber on the pavement, we should have a good race in our Group 2, which is usually one of our most competitive. And the reason that is because these are Formula Fords, Formula Bs. The cars are set up very similar. They have a great rules package, especially out here on the West Coast. And this is a racer's class.
Yeah.
These cars aren't terribly expensive to maintain. They're not terribly expensive to purchase, and they are just quite a handful to drive. So this is all about the racers here.
Yeah, just seeing that Brabham BT16 reminded me of the one that Steve Davis is driving. Reminded me of when we got Matthew Brabham out with his father at COTA. That was a special, special day, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was one of the best races I think we've captured with SVRA. So Matt Brabham, Jeff Brabham, Tonis Casamets, I think they changed the lead in the positions 3 times a lap.
Great stuff.
And they had so much fun. You know, Jeff Brabham is a legend in the motorsport.
Oh, yeah.
And he got out like that was the best race of his life.
And by the way, Matt, you know, it may not be the legend that so many of the other Brabhams have been, but the way he's gone into truck racing, he was an Indy Lights superstar. And I think he could be an Indy if he had chosen to take that path right now, but he just chose a different path and likes to race the historics, likes to do the truck racing, and
I think he'd
very
race
talented.
anything. If we went out there,
yeah.
I think if I said I'll race you in my rental car to the stoplight, he'd be all game.
Ooh, is that a car slowing to a stop?
Yeah, that's
not
Formula
good.
B.
Oh, please don't stop now. Keep going, keep going. Well, he's trying.
He's firing it up.
Ah, he's got it. Good man.
All right. So now the rules have changed. Now he's going to have to start from the back.
You know, this was my first introduction to racing cars, was the cars that look like this. I used to have some table mats at home when I was about 3 years old, and I wouldn't eat my cereal until I had my green and yellow Lotus table mat. I'm just as fussy today, but there you go.
It's funny because, you know, when we have lunch up here, a lot of you don't know this, but he will not eat unless we put his lobster bib on him. So it's kind of the same thing, right, John?
Is that not unusual?
It's unusual.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, for having a sandwich, you don't need a lobster bib.
But I like it.
It looks good on you, though. Yeah, you wear it well.
Thank you.
There's that Formula B. Can't make his way through the field because now they're going to be going back and forth, warming up tires. So I wish we had in-car on him because he is going to march his way through the field on a very technical, tough-to-pass track. Look at this shot here. That's Marley down there?
Yes.
Marley, nice job. I saw him earlier this morning.
I was roasting him a little last night, and I think he slept on it.
Nice. Look at that. That is
That's a
tough
fantastic shot.
2x2 over the corkscrew. That's not the safest way to go around it. WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca, and now WeatherTech is one of our sponsors. And
yes.
The president of WeatherTech is out here racing with us this weekend. Going to be in a Group 6 Porsche this time. Here they go.
Here we go then. Group 2 underway as the tiny single-seaters gets to racing. And 2x2, as you say, they come over the hill and down towards the second corner, which is Andretti Curve, or the hairpin Andretti, whichever you prefer. But it's a double apex corner. And then opening it up again towards turn 3. One car slowing down and coming off line, and maybe that's the same car.
3 car.
Yeah, it's the same car that was slow before, wasn't it? So he's still got problems with that car, but he's done the sensible thing and got out of the way. And Gregory Stammen going a good start there. Gregory Stam, excuse me, going a good start there. But away they go, and Steve Davis leading the way.
Bob Hatley made a pass on Eric Inkrot in the number 8 car. So that's Eric Inkrot in the 9, Bob Hatley in the green Formula Ford, with Todd Gerstenberger really doing a good job of keeping up with these Formula Bs. That's tough to do, followed by Todd Strong. There's Kim Madrid. Great racing here, and I'm so excited that our Group 2 is going to have some racing in anger. Love the shot of that number 7 car. That is a beautiful liveried car of John DeGiovanni. We are full course yellow. Just got word, so
Yeah, it's got to be, because he's pulled over, but you know, it's still a precarious position. So, wow, that's a great shot. How tight is that? Very nice indeed. So the safety car will come out. The Honda Civic will be out again. He's a busy boy today. You said to me in the break, are we ever going to get a clean race today? I don't think so. And beautiful sound. I tell you what, that 99 really does sound good when it's in full song, doesn't it?
Yep. Well, the safety car did not get out in time, so we're under, for some reason, a waving yellow. Should be a double yellow. I can hear race control in my ear. Race control is quite frustrated at the what's happening.
Oh, there you go. There you see.
That's why that should be
Turn 3,
a full course yellow. That's a good call. Turn 3 there. I don't have a shot of who that is.
Well, it's the Formula 3 car you mentioned, I think.
Yeah, maybe. That's not good. So hopefully we can get that car out.
Car 41, yeah. There you go.
That's Don Yount. He's racing 2 cars with us here this weekend. That's a 1965 Lotus 41 F3, and now the cars have slowed down. Love that car there. Steve Davis, 1965 Brabham.
Yeah,
BT16.
That's special.
He's waving, acknowledging the corner workers, as a good leader should do. That's Glenn Belowski, 1968. When the double yellow comes out and there's no pace car, it's up to the leader to kind of set a safe pace, get him back around to find that safety car of our Honda Civic being driven by Ron Rigdon. We do have double yellows here on the front stretch, and look at these cars come around. You can really see the suspensions bind there when they take that hard right, as we watch Bob Hatley come around there.
Yeah, and I tell you, there's even more to the corkscrew, because when do you get back on the power? How far down the hill are you before you actually let it rip? Because I went up there yesterday and I saw some of our modern Trans Am cars getting on it early, getting on it too early, and literally getting sideways, losing time by trying to get the power down early as you sort of start hurtling downhill, and that's a tough one.
Yeah,
it's similar to the same problem that Cota offers going the other way.
Yeah, exactly. And you hear so many drivers say they come out of the corkscrew and they're like, oh, that felt really good. Now, how did I do that?
You're right. Yes, very true. Now, can I repeat that several times? So we're under caution here. This is our feature race 2 for Group 2. And we're just waiting for them to clear an accident. Well, I say an accident. It wasn't an accident. We just had one of the cars that actually sputtered a little and stalled on the warm-up lap. And then once they started, he got about as far as turn 3 and just pulled out the way. But unfortunately, he got as far as literally the mid-corner, and it was just not good enough. There you see the truck out there just at the top right of your screen, and they'll try to either pull him out of the way. He's actually in a good position to be able to get him out at probably 5, and so it shouldn't be long. And we should get at least a good 15-minute race, don't you think?
I tell you who to look out for. See that 291 right there of Kim Madrid?
Yes.
She is going to be livid that 93 got in front of her, because now that's keeping her from, she just wants to race Todd Strong and her friends from California. So look for her to make a move that she might not normally make between us, to try to get past Ramleth and that number 93. She does not like being passed, so watch for her to try to make a move into turn 2. Eric Inkrot got back by Bob Hatley there. Bob Hatley is in number 8. Eric Inkrod is in the number 9.
Very distinctive, that 8, isn't it? That green really pings.
Yes. That's a wrap, actually. You don't see wraps often on these
older cars,
on
no.
these Formula Fords, but he wrapped it, and it's pretty neat to see how they did it, because there's a lot of moving, flowing pieces in that bodywork. But it was funny, he lost a piece of that bodywork at Sonoma, and everybody passed it on the track, and they knew exactly whose car it was, because it was like shining, blinding them. It's a very metallic kind of cover. They're going lights out here.
That's good. Let's go then. So, Bliski starting to get ready to go. Racing again, and we'll have about 15 minutes, as I said, of pure racing, hopefully. And we should get some good passing. And they'll be raring to go, as you mentioned. They'll be chomping at the bit now after being slowed down.
Watch for a lot of ducking in and bombing here.
Here we go, green flag waves.
Some dive bombs at turn 2. Steve Davis takes the lead over Glenn Belowski. Eric Inkrot right beside Todd Gerstenberger into the blend line, but Todd gave him no room. Eric's going to try to duck inside.
And does so. Nicely done.
Yep. These are good friends here between Eric and Todd, and Bob Hatley, Todd Strong, Kim Madrid, but they hate being passed by each other more than anybody else on the track.
Belowski coming back now at Steve Davis. He's very close indeed as they come through 4. There we go. It's an inside move. Can't do it. He gets the door shut by Davis. Belowski really pushing on now in second place. And number 8, Bob Hatley on pressure from Todd Strong in the 16. As we take a look just behind at the number 4. That's Robert Hutchison.
He's moved up quite a bit.
Yeah.
2000 Van Diemen RF00. That's Kim Madrid there, trying desperately to keep Jim Edmonds right behind her. Jim Edmonds and Kim Madrid have raced together quite a bit, both West Coast Formula Ford racers in 2 different classes. Kim Madrid is one of the people that run the Formula Ford Challenge on the West Coast, and that's why we see such big numbers in our Group 2 and especially in Formula Ford, because they've put together a great rules package. The cars are very equally yoked, and everybody says it's the most fun group, challenging group to race in. We're going to have Paul Fanner racing with us from Racer Magazine in this group. I think next year. I've been keeping up with him on Facebook. He's chomping at the bit to get out there, and I think his car is almost done. So we'll see Paul Fanner with Racer Magazine out here with us in Group 2.
Walking the walk, talking the talk. I like it. That's our first look at the 66.
The Sunoco liveried Formula Ford. See that?
Yep.
Looks like a Mark Donahue Formula Ford car. You gotta like that.
That's Brett Gann at the wheel.
It's like a tribute car to Mark Donahue's Indy car.
Yeah, it's like a mini Indy car, but it's a Lola T342. And now that battle is warming up, and our one female driver going at it, no question about it, in the all pink and black. As round comes the 19.
Tom Stefani in a 1978 Crossley 35F takes a position.
In that Crossley 35F, yep, all black.
I'm hearing the rumblings of our next group, which is the American Muscle Horsepower Group 6 cars.
Yes, looking forward to that one. In fact, the next 2 races, awesome. Don't go away, because you don't want to miss Group 6 or the historic Trans Am. Put on a great show yesterday. So across the line they come again, and Belowski now starting to gap a little bit now from Steve Davis. The gap now half a second. His last lap, his best lap, a 1:37.009, so he was almost 2 seconds quicker.
This is a good group right here. Number 19 at Ethan Cole, 1972 Lola T204. Look at this. Goes inside.
Yep.
He takes it. He is charging through the field.
It's a rather dainty-looking number 71. Tom Linton, yep.
Well, is that 71 or 72?
That's, oh, good point.
Steve Zerga.
Okay.
1985 Swift DB1.
That makes more sense.
Look at it. I mean, it doesn't seem like those suspension arms should be able to hold the weight of those wheels.
And they are unbelievably lightweight, but it is dainty looking, isn't it?
That's my favorite car there, that number 7. And here's the Formula B.
Busy out there. Some good little battles all grouped together, and it's they're having some fun out there. There's the 7.
That's Robert Bowden in that Formula B. He was the one that was having trouble, so he got his car back up and running. It's just trying to work his way through the field. But I really like that 7, the John DeGiovanni. I like the livery on it, 1970 Titan. Beautiful car. There it is. Look at their suspensions moving as they come through. Gregory Stam and that 2000 Van Diemen. He was also with us at Sonoma Raceway last weekend.
Yeah, I'm sure they're happy to be racing in these sorts of conditions compared to Sonoma, much as they love the Sonoma circuit, which is a really great challenge, but sometimes a little too much.
A lot of our California drivers, this is the first time they've driven in a year and a half after the COVID lockdown. So they were just so happy to be behind the wheel again. They were a little bit rusty in some of their practice sessions, admittedly, but just had a blast. They were so excited to be back up and racing. We've been racing quite a bit on the East Coast, but the California has been kind of slow to open up. So we're just so excited to be back and racing. I hope you're watching this on the live stream because spectators still are not allowed here at Sonoma or Laguna Seca. So we're just happy to be back here on track.
Yeah, I'm not used to driving into this circuit straight up that hill with no cue. Usually you're out on the highway for quite some time before you can take that left-hand turn into Sonoma and up the hill, into Laguna and up the hill.
And just like good vintage racing, there's pack racing throughout. Sometimes the best racing in vintage racing is mid-pack or backpack, and we're seeing that here. There's that 71 car of Tom Linton, a 1969 Winkleman WDF1.
Not heard of the Winkleman.
With blue wheels, I like that.
Over the corkscrew, the magnificent, massive drop, some 5 floors. So imagine you have a 5-story building. That's what you're dropping down. Imagine you're in an elevator and you do 5 floors in your hotel tomorrow or today. That's how much the drop-off is.
It is fun. It's fun. I go out there every morning in my rental car to set up cameras, and it's fun at 20 miles an hour.
Did you get a lap in?
I did. It took me 9 minutes. It's a good lap. That's Timothy Herbst, 1994 Van Diemen RF94. Those are pretty cars. Look, the aerodynamics of those cars, you really think that should give him an advantage over some of these older Club Fords and Formula Fords, but they're still pretty equally yoked.
Yeah, and you know, looking at any Van Diemen, they have, of this sort of race car, the Van Diemen has without doubt been probably the most popular iteration of these sorts of cars and the most steadfast in terms of it's still now producing cars that are the modern day Van Diemens, and it really has been the benchmark for a lot of people. Swift, Van Diemen, Crossley before them, but Van Diemen has been ever present in Formula Ford and this sorts of smaller single bore racing. Really good.
I'm loving this class. Our race up front between the 2 Formula Bs is really tight. Then our next 2 Formula Fords is super tight. Just a lot of fun to watch. This is number 63. He's new to us with the whole California crew. That's Christoph Janssen.
Janssen, yeah.
1979, Crossley 32. I just met him for the first time a couple days ago. Really nice guy.
Whoa.
Super excited to be here. And that. Oh,
Whoa! They are starting to take some risks
Rumble
over.
strips, what?
Yep.
Yes, good stuff.
Casey Stoner called and said, "You can go over there. I know it to be so." And just a second still between our leaders, Glenn Bilowski and Steve Davis. As the clock ticks down, just 7 minutes to go now. And Gerstenberger up to third place now, ahead of Eric Inkrot. So our top three at the moment are Bilowski, Davis, and Gerstenberger. As we take a look at the number 3.
Brian Ginter, 1973 Royale RP16, followed by Sherman Johnston, 1976 Crossley 32F.
Kim Madrid having a really good battle for a top 10 position. She was in 8th position. Jim Edmonds now has taken that position over. Robert Hutchinson's in that battle. He's 10th at the moment.
Look at the nose of that 3. That just looks like a cartoon car. That's really cool. And then notice on these Crossleys, they have what looks like electrical conduit going down both sides. And that's a water in and a water out. They have a radiator in the nose, and the water in comes from the right, I think, and the water out comes from the left, or vice versa. But you never want to get hit on the side because that hot water would hit you.
Ooh, that would be horrible, yeah. That's the battle for 22nd place that you were just watching. And just behind them is Steve Yarborough in the 76A.
Dana Larson here. Look at those headers coming out the side of that 1976 Merlin Mark 29. The Magician is out there with us. I got LL next time by, meaning last lap. Next time by, and that's a Club Ford.
Oh, it doesn't mean Cool J's in the house then.
Must be getting warmer. I'm watching our starters. Tom Jones shedding his big jacket for the short sleeve shirt. And we do have a good race up front between the Formula Bs and the Formula Fords. Tight battles.
Well, interestingly enough, Steve Davis has now taken that gap down to just over half a second. It was over a second a moment ago. I say a moment ago, but a few minutes ago. And so as we come down to the closing stages of this one, and I've just heard we may be finishing a little early, so this could be the last lap. But there you see this battle going on.
Last lap.
Yeah.
So that's
there it is. And there you see the gap.
And then right behind them are the leaders in Formula Ford, and that's really close.
So Steve Davis pushing on now in the last lap, and there you see the back markers in the way. Glenn Bilowski will be looking in the mirrors knowing that there is a race to be had here.
Yeah. He's going to be able to catch up here. He caught lap traffic just at the wrong time. And you can see up there in the distance coming into turn 2, Eric Inkrot and Todd Gerstenberger. Very tight battle in Formula Ford.
Davis is through in second place, so they've got rid of one back marker, but it's going to be tight as they start to head upwards towards turn 5 and 6 and up the Ray Hall straight. And what a beautiful sight that is. This leader, number 99, Glenn Bilowski, doing a really good job. He got a gap of a second, but you can see the gap now for real up the Ray Hall straight for the last time. One mistake by the 99, and we are game on. But the way he's driving, it's so smooth. But he is catching him hand over fist, isn't he?
Yeah.
We're going to have a cracking finish. It could be a turn 12 cracker. Here we go. Into turn 10 for the last time. The final lap of our Group 2 feature race. Can Steve Davis snooker him? Can't quite do it.
No, not going to be close enough for a tow down the straight. Let's see where our Formula Ford race is. They should be coming into 11 here pretty soon.
And this is a back marker, yeah. And this is the here comes the group now. Here we go.
Eric Inkrot, Todd Gerstenberger.
Whoa, no!
Todd trying for it.
Second race in a row.
Sideways. Good save by Todd Gerstenberger.
That's the second in a row.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, so that's green, that tennis court looking green paint stripe is asphalt, but then after that it's is
dirt.
very loose sand.
Yeah, and because you can see that fence coming at you, I'm sure. Well, great finish to that one, and we had our cautions, but we had some fun out there, and no question about it, a lot of fun.
Yeah, I love this group. They've done such a good job, this Formula Ford Challenge out here. If you're looking to have the most fun in motorsports, I really encourage you to look at this Formula Ford Challenge. They go to some fantastic circuits. They join us a few times throughout the year, but they've really put together a fun little race group within a race group.
Just coming up to 10 a.m. local time here, and we are in the thick of our SVRA action. Some great group racing so far. We started off early morning with the mist being blown off, and now we've got another beautiful Monterey day here in California. And a check on the result. A great finish, and Glenn Belowski doing a great job of holding off Steve Davis in the dying moments there. Steve Davis in that Brabham BT16, the all black, taking second place. Eric Introt in a great battle with Todd Gerstenberger, who just about kept that Titan on the road. It was a titanic effort to stay there, but he did it. Todd Strong taking fifth in the Mark 6 Titan as well. The Swift DB3, Bob Hatley. Oliver Ramleth in the Titan in 7th. Jim Edmonds in the Van Diemen Formula Ford. Kim Madrid likewise. She did make the top 10. She was having a good battle with Jim and Robert Bowden for that top 10, and he finishes 10th. So that concludes our Group 2 coverage. Group 6 is next as we start to hit the muscles. And join us in a moment where we go muscle car racing vintage style.